Words trickle and drip out of him like the beads of a diabolical rosary. He lifts his arm through the ropes that bind him and points his index finger toward a corner of the room where the darkness seems to be pulsating in time with their fear. "We found it. It's not human." He screams again, so loud that something inside Teresa shatters. She remembers his name now. The time has come to find out how far Teresa is willing to go. The time has come to find out if Teresa is willing to trade Massimo Marini's life for that of an innocent. If she is willing to kill the man who looks at her like the son she never had, and who is shaking now as if he has seen the devil himself over in that corner, dancing in the dark. The beginning. The hematite chalk glides across the paper, shaping arabesques into familiar curves, drawing valleys that blossom into open lips. It traces tender arcs and soft smudged lines. A delicate profile, long dark hair. The paper, like her skin, a luminous white. The red overflows and seeps into the fibers of the sheet until color and paper are one. Fingers press and spread the hue out, soak and stain the paper, desperate to capture the image before its beauty vanishes. The fingers tremble, they smooth and caress. The eyes weep, and their tears mix with the red, dilute it, reveal unexpected crimson hues. The heart of the world suspends its beat. The fronds and the birdsong fall silent. The pale petals of wild anemones cease to thrum with the breeze, and the stars seem too abashed to show themselves in the twilight. The whole mountain is leaning in to watch the miracle unfolding in the valley, on a bend in the gravelly river where the water comes to a quiet rest. The sleeping nymph takes shape beneath the painter's hands. She is brought into the world as red as passion and love. Chapter 1. The sun cut sideways into Massimo Marini's face, drawing out a blaze of color as it filtered through his brown eyelashes. He was walking with nervous steps down a street flanked by hidden gardens, kept out of sight by thick walls. Petals from the taller branches of the trees behind the walls had fallen onto the street. It was like treading on something that was still alive, a carpet of dying creatures. It was a drowsy, placid spring afternoon, but the roiling black mass at the edge of his line of sight announced an upheaval. The air crackled with electricity, a contagious force that made the inspector restless. The entrance to the La Cella Art Gallery was marked by a brass plaque on the coarse plaster exterior of a building from the 1600s. Reflected on the metal, Massimo's eyes looked as twisted as his mood. He rolled down his shirt sleeves and put on his jacket before ringing the doorbell. The lock clicked open. He pushed the studded knocker and entered. The day's warmth reached no farther than the threshold. The moment he stepped through the door, a wet weight seemed to settle on him. The floor was checkered black and white, and a stairway of veined marble curved upward toward the second floor. Light filtered through some of the high windows onto a chandelier made of Murano glass, launching emerald shimmers into the semi-darkness of the ground floor. There was a smell of lilies in the air. It reminded Massimo of incense, the inside of a gloomy church, endless litanies, and the stern look on his father's face whenever Massimo, then still a child, dared show any sign of boredom. His head began to pound. His mobile phone vibrated with an incoming call, and in the silence of that solemn place, the sound seemed to belong to another universe. He took out his phone from his breast pocket. It writhed in his palm like a cold, flat, artificial heart. But Massimo knew that on the other end of the line was a real heart in which love wrestled with rage and disappointment and pain. His phone had been ringing with that number for weeks now, often several times a day, relentless. He ignored the call, his mouth pasty with a sick